Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Truthful Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
So I came across this video on TikTok by one of the folks. He goes by the name of It's Me, Dave C. And he's explaining how it was for him growing up amongst people that look like him, who are all saying that Black people need to stop making everything about race. He's going to explain how he's come to the revelation that it is about race. Take a look.
I really appreciate this comment because I remember growing up surrounded by other white folks, and they'd always be saying that Black people need to stop making everything about race. So then when I got older and I started to realize that literally everything in this country is about race, I began to wonder why it is that all the white folks I know want everyone to stop talking about race. And what became really clear to me is that the reason we white folks want everyone else to stop talking about race is because that system, that racialized social system, implicates us as the bad guys. And we think that Black folks bring up race because they want us to suffer for what our ancestors did to their ancestors. But nothing could be further from the truth. Black folks didn't choose to be Black in a racial caste system that oppresses Black people. They didn't choose to be part of a system that oppresses them. So while we want everyone to stop talking about race because we don't want to be the bad guys, Black folks don't have a choice.
Well, he's absolutely right about everything he says. In general, white people do feel very uncomfortable when we bring up the race card because it does implicate them as being the bad guys, and they don't want to be that. We don't walk around wanting to be the oppressed. Like he said, we don't choose to be oppressed. We never choose to be treated this way. We don't choose to be discriminated against. This is what we are going through, and this is how we are treated by the folks. And nowadays, it doesn't matter what we say or do. If we are championing for a Black-owned business, or we're shouting out a Black person that's achieving something, or we have a business where we're selling products and services and our target audience is Black people, all of a sudden, the folks are saying, why does everything have to be about race? So they're picking and conflating everything that we do and making it about race, or asking why it has to be about race. We don't make it about race. You all make it about race. And it affects every aspect of Black people's lives. Race impacts us in ways that white people have never had to experience, like the likelihood of being stopped by the police, the likelihood of being unalived by a police officer for no reason, the likelihood of being brutalized by a police officer, the likelihood of being discriminated against in the workplace, the likelihood of not having the same salary as a white counterpart, the likelihood of not having the same opportunity as the white counterparts in the workplace, the likelihood of not being promoted, while other people from other races can come up behind us, even though we have the most seniority, and not be promoted, while they will be. So to the folks, the question shouldn't be, why does everything have to be about race? I think there needs to be some introspective thinking and some critical thinking to ask yourself, why do these gross iniquities continue to happen to Black people? That's the question. And then the call to action is, how can we solve this issue? And why do you feel as though when we are doing something for ourselves that's by our people and it's for our people, and we're building for ourselves, when you all have made it clear that you don't want us to have a seat at your tables, why then do you feel like you have to ask the question of why does everything have to be about race? When you should really be asking, why do we feel the need to do that? Why don't we want to include the folks in things that we are doing? Why are we now building for ourselves? That's what you need to ask and think about. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. Also, download the African Diaspora News app. You can grab it at the Google or Apple Store, or head over to africandiasporanews.org and grab it there. You'll have access to content you won't see here or anywhere else, so you want to grab that app. On the heels of what I'm talking about, we are building a platform that's by our people and for our people. So download that app. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations. Until next time, please be safe, everyone.